going to do this as a Facebook Live, but I decided that what I would do is just pre-record it, and then I'm going to put it on Facebook and I will email it out, and I'm going to put it on YouTube so that however you engage with me, you will be able to get a copy of this recording. And what I want to talk about is the things I'm going to do in March. Yes, March. I almost thought I was going to talk about the wrong month there, but yes, the things I'm going to do in March. So I am going to do another webinar about predatory behaviour, and in this one I'm going to talk about the 5 things that you need to do if you want to make it easier to live with your dog's predatory behaviour. If it's not a problem to you, it probably won't be of interest. I don't know if the webinar will be that interesting to you, but if your dog's predatory behaviour is causing you a problem, then this is one where I'll give you some really useful information about what you can start to do to help alleviate some of the issues that you might have. And I've also decided that March is going to be a month for quick wins. So what I'm going to do is 4 short workshops that will give you really quick ways to make improvements. And the way that these will work is, they'll each run for a week. So at the start of the week, I'll do a webinar live to talk to the people who have signed up. I will only have 10 handler places on each workshop so that we can run it actually like a meeting. I won't use webinar software, I'll use Zoom meeting software so that we can run it like a meeting. I can tell you the information that you need to have, and the people who are handlers can ask me as many questions as they want. And then you'll have a week to train, week to practice the information and to train whichever aspect of it is most useful for you. At the end of the week, you can send me a video of how you're getting on. If you need any help, you can let me know what help you need, and then we'll have another webinar. Not a webinar, we'll have another meeting where we can discuss those videos and we can talk about what things you might need support with, and I can give some help and support. And that's optional, but that's open to all handlers. And I will sell spectator places as well for these workshops. So the spectators can't attend any of the meetings, but you will get the recordings. So you'll get all the information and you will be able to see what issues the handlers had, if there were any, and what support and advice I gave to them, and that will help you as well. So what am I going to do? So the 4 workshops that I'm going to cover in March are loose lead walking, because that's always a popular one. Particularly the loose lead walking I do is particularly suitable for dogs who are reactive. So if you've got a reactive dog and you're finding that a tight lead is causing you issues, then this is a workshop for you. The next one is called Let's Go, and it's focus games for dogs who become fixed in place. So the dogs who've got quite a high prey drive, if they maybe see or are smelling the prey animal that's their preference, they can become really stuck. And which is fine. A lot of the time people don't mind standing and letting them watch squirrels or rabbits, apart from if they're standing in the middle of a road or you really need to get going. So this is to help you get going. And the next one is Come Back. It's going to be about chase recalls. It's likely to be the first step in training a chase recall, and I'll do another one to cover the rest of it. So chase recalls are really, really fun to teach. A lot of the time dogs absolutely love them. I actually ended up with a slight difficulty with one of my dogs over chase recalls. Recalls in general. My Bull Mastiff Kylgakis loved to do a recall, and he particularly loved to do a recall if he could be recalled away from chasing something. And what he learned was that if I was in the park with him and a cyclist went by, and Kylgakis really was quite chase oriented, and he really liked to chase fast moving things. So if a cyclist went by and he started chasing them, then I would recall him. And it became a real issue because he started to really look out for cyclists so that he could chase them, knowing that I would recall him. And he really loved to do a chase recall. It was one of his favourite things. So, and I know it's a bit of an issue for people with predatory dogs, so we will talk about that. And I will also cover things that you can do if your dog, if it's not really chasing, that's the thing. So a lot of the time, I don't know if you're familiar with the ladder of aggression, where dogs might start off at lower levels with freezing and avoiding, and they would work up through growling and showing their teeth, and it would take, as they go up the ladder, the levels of aggression increase until you get to biting. Now, people often think about predatory behaviour as though it's a ladder like that, where the dogs start sniffing, but then when they find the prey animal, what they really want to do is chase, and then they want to catch it. And people often think about predatory behaviour that way, like a ladder, and it's not. Aggressive behaviour, absolutely yes, it will escalate. Predatory behaviour is nothing like that. So I will talk about what you can do, because for some dogs the smelling is the point of it, and for other dogs chasing what they can see, other dogs are like Kylgakis, and chasing what they can see is part of what they enjoy to do. So I will talk about different ways of approaching chase recalls depending on what it is your dog is getting out of their predatory behaviour. Because it took me quite a long time to learn some of this, and mostly because I assumed that predatory behaviour was a bit like a ladder, and it really isn't. So we'll talk about that in the comeback workshop. And the last one I'm going to call, I think, Sniff Sniff Sniff, unless I come up with a better title. But this is practical nose work to promote calmness and focus. So I know that, and I really do enjoy doing scent work competitions and kind of more formal scent work training. That's really good fun. But this workshop is not about training those sorts of scent work behaviours. It's about giving you tools that you can use out and about to help promote calmness and focus, because the what's becoming more and more known about allowing dogs to sniff is that scent work is really good for helping dogs to be calmer, for helping them to calm down if they've been overexcited. It can help lower their heart rate. It's generally speaking, for most dogs, really good thing. And I'm saying for most dogs because I live with a dog who, if I do scent work with her, she gets more and more excited. Particularly if we go to a class, she's more excited at the end of the class by a long way than she is at the start. And I do know as well, I've spoke to a friend of mine who has a Cocker Spaniel who's actually very similar. It makes her more excited. So, but those dogs are unusual. For most dogs, having time to do a bit of nose work is really calming for them, and that's helpful. Obviously, that's helpful for the dogs with high prey drive, and it's also helpful for reactive dogs. Both of those dogs tend to be in a high state of arousal a lot of the time, and so things that can help them to be calmer and more able to focus are useful. So that's what the Sniff 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 workshop is like. And if anybody watching can think of a better name for that, then please do let me know. Now, if you've got any questions, if you're watching this on YouTube or on Facebook, then just comment underneath the video and I will see your comments and answer them. And if you're watching this via an email link, then just hit reply, ask me any questions by email. I will get back to you as quickly as I can. So I hope that you are excited for what I'm doing in March. I certainly am. I will get these workshops and webinar up on my website as soon as possible, and once I have done, I will let you know. So do keep an eye on my social media, keep an eye on my Facebook page, sign up for my YouTube channel, and get on my mailing list. Get on my mailing list if you want to be kept up to date. The mailing list is probably actually the best way, because Facebook's an absolutely amazing tool for keeping in touch and for chatting to people. But Facebook is the code. The underlying code for Facebook is written to try and show you more of the things that you want to see. And because there are computer programs behind the scenes trying to work out what it is you want to see more of, it doesn't just show you everything. So it's easy to miss things on Facebook. If you're in a lot of groups or you've got a lot of friends, it's really easy to miss things on Facebook. Whereas with email, emails just come in sequentially, and you can work your way through them and delete them. So assuming you're not already in so many mailing lists that the thought of any more emails just fills you with dread, then joining my email list is probably the best way to be kept informed. And particularly with these workshops, I am only going to have 10 handler places for each one, because I want to keep them small. I want to be able to give a good amount of input and be able to focus on what people are talking to me about. So 10 places on each one only, and unlimited spectator places. You can just buy a spectator place particularly if you wouldn't want to join in with live calls. Not everybody does. If you just want the information and you're just happy to go away and do it on your own, then just buy a spectator place. Often those are just as valuable, and depending on how busy you are, it might be that you just buy them and then you look at the content whenever you get the chance. So thanks for watching. I hope to hear from you soon. I will put a link to my website below or above. Anyway, I'll put a link to my website, and there is a pink join in button at the top that will allow you to join my mailing list if you are not already on it. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.